Hello and welcome to the Music Subjective. My name's Phil, and if you're a returning visitor, thanks ever so much for coming back. If it's your first time, I really appreciate you visiting, and you'll find it's a fantastic cure for insomnia, so stay tuned. Anyway, today we're going to have a quick overview of my music collection. I have around about 1,500 CDs at the moment, not quite as prolific as many others, but I'm forever growing my collection, and we're going to have a quick overview of what I like and what I listen to. So let's have a look. Welcome back to Music Subjective. What kind of music do I listen to? What kind of music do I collect? I listen to lots of different types of music. There are lots of people that, and this is no criticism by the way, there are lots of people that collect, and they collect various versions of the same album because they want to get all the versions of one album, and they might want it on vinyl, they might want it on CD, they might want the Japanese version, the American version, the European version, the coloured vinyl version, the black vinyl version, the limited edition. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever because it's each to their own. For me, I would call a practical music collector where I only collect what I will listen to. So therefore, if I buy it and I don't like it, it will be gone. But I'm quite eclectic. I listen to all different types of music, although I will say mainly what I would say rock-based music. So that would be classic rock, progressive rock, metal, space rock, melodic rock, whatever you want to call them. I'm not going to get stuck on genres because that's another issue altogether. I'm not really a big stickler for genres. For me, genres are a guideline. But that's for another video and another discussion because I know lots of people have different opinions on it, but for me genres are purely a guideline, and I use the term for a genre just to give a rough idea of the kind of stuff I listen to. But I say it does reach further than rock, and just give you a couple of examples of the range of stuff that I like to buy, like to listen to, and let's have a look, shall we? Here we are. I do have around about 1,500 CDs. I say around because I do have some like that have yet to be catalogued, and I have another pile probably similar size downstairs that we'll talk about that in another video. So I have these here and these here. So what music do I like and listen to and collect? I've got here, for example, Rammstein. That there, Mutter, is my favourite. That's the album that got me into Rammstein. A friend of mine I used to work with, he lent me a Rammstein album, which was actually the Life aus Berlin. He then lent me Mutter as well. And at first he said to me, they sing in German. I went, I'm not interested in that. He went, just try it. I listened to them and I was blown away. And I've been a huge Rammstein fan ever since. Amazing live band. If you ever get the chance to see them, even if you don't like them, you should go because I think you will enjoy it. Up here, I have The Answer, UK band. Been around probably this, I think it's their first album. So they have been around for since 2006. Well, obviously been around before that, but their first album 2006. Let's just move on down here a bit. So I'm not going to show you everything at the moment. This is just a quick view. Hollywood Vampires, supergroup with Johnny Depp and Alice Cooper, Joe Perry. Saw them live last year. Excellent. Here we have something slightly different again. Public Service Broadcasting. A band who's sort of got electronic feel about them, but also they use instruments, drums, bass, guitar. It's sort of like craft work with the bass, drums and guitar added in. And they use public service broadcasting sound bites from old newsreels instead of lyrics, or certainly on the early albums, on the later albums. They still do to an extent, but they also have people who are singing on there as well. But really, really good band. Again, a friend of mine got me into these, which a friend I used to work with, Alan, He lent me this, and well, not this particular one, obviously I gave his one back. I bought my own. So he lent me this, which is a DVD and CD live at Brixton Academy. I had to buy it, and then I had to start buying their back catalogue as a result. Yeah, excellent band, highly recommended. So what else we got here? Joanne Shaw Taylor. You may have seen my short concert video that I published of her. Joanne is a great guitarist. She comes from Birmingham, lives in the States now, but she was playing, just finished a UK tour. Always a joy to watch. Go and check out my video of going to see her. Other bands recommended to me by my good friend Craig, who is a fellow music collector. He got me listening to, it's quite reflective, this cover. He got me listening to Trouble, doom metal band, I suppose. If you want to class them in any way, again, genres don't really matter. If the music's great, who cares what it's called? The Quill, another band Craig got me into. Another really great band. Can't remember much about them if I'm honest, but again, touch on those later in a little bit more depth. So there's even a Diamond Head album there, which is the latest one. As some of you may well know, Diamond Head were the major influence on Metallica. And then down here we have Riverside, Polish band, Polish prog metal band. They have really developed over the years. They started off being quite almost thrashy and death metal, really. And as they've gone on, they've really changed and become more like a Porcupine Tree type band. I've got a few albums of theirs here, which also include a DVD audio with them as well. I'm very much into my surround sound music, of which, again, we will touch on more so at a different time. So, Riverside, Polish band, worth checking out. Side project of people from Dream Theater and Fates Warning, OSI, Office of Strategic Intelligence. I found this band just because I'm a Dream Theater fan, and I'll tell you what, highly recommend OSI. I have a number of albums of theirs. Down here, I'll just quickly go over, which are some albums by cover bands, and these are local cover bands to Essex in the UK. Expose, who are a local cover band, probably the most popular cover band in the South Essex area. I know all the band, and the drummer's a very good friend of mine. Jackie Wilson says, again, the drummer's a very good friend of mine. They are a 13, 14 piece, depending on who's available at the time, band. Very, very similar to the Commitments, and play a lot of similar stuff, and they are great live. Slam is another local cover band. They play mainly covers when you see them playing in the pubs in Essex, but they do play their own original music as well, and this is a CD of their original music, and it's very reminiscent of Bad Company style, and Expose again. If you do live in Essex in the UK, or you come out to Essex in the UK, I'd recommend that you check out all these bands if you are able to. I do hope at some stage to set up some interviews talking to some of these local musicians, see what their take on music is. Get to that a bit further down the line. So let's just quickly move over here. Old 70s prog band Nectar, 5 essential album set, 70s prog, and I started listening to them years ago, probably in the late 70s, and these are a great way of collecting a set of albums by any given band. But again, we'll touch on these kind of box sets in other videos. Camel, Moon Madness, one of my favourite albums of theirs, plus I have probably most of their stuff, I think, but I do have downstairs a recent box set that they released a covering their early albums, and it's remastered. It's got live recordings from various gigs they did, and also it's got surround sound versions, which, as you may have guessed, one of the reasons I bought it was for that. But it's a 34 disc set, but we're going to get into that in a different video. So down here, let's come down. What else have we got? Jelly Jam, which is a super group, if you like, three-piece, which is members of Dream Theater, Dixie Dregs and King's X. Hacken, UK prog metal band. If you haven't heard them, do check them out. Porcupine Tree. Porcupine Tree, I will say, I don't usually go down the favourite group line because my allegiances change depending on what mood I'm in, but Porcupine Tree are always up there. Always up there. The Steve Wilson band, where Steve Wilson started off with Porcupine Tree, but of course before he went solo. But of course Porcupine Tree did make a comeback a couple of years ago. That's Lightbulb Sun, which also has a DVD audio in it. So again, one of my favourite bands. And these here are Blu-rays and some Blu-ray audios. Stephen Wilson, to the bone, Blu-ray audio. He, for me, is the master of surround sound mixing. Everything he does surround sound wise, remixes are top notch. Over here, Steely Dan. Another band I absolutely love, and I will be going to see later this year as they are supporting the Eagles. So, Steely Dan. See, I believe I have most of their albums, plus Donald Fagen albums as well. Let's just have a look in here. Then there are it's Texas. And Sting. That one there, that Sting album there was also a SACD, which means it's hybrid CD, surround sound. Again, touch on all those later. Robbie Williams even. I've even got some Robbie Williams albums. I do like his early stuff. Let's come down here. Stone Sour, Slipknot. Slipknot I only really like from the third album onwards. Don't like the early stuff. Doesn't do anything for me, but third album onwards. Then I've only got 3 of their albums anyway. I've still got more to get. Megadeth. Corey Taylor, of course. Corey Taylor, that solo album, first solo album, is absolutely to die for. A real worth listen. And Stone Sour, which of course is a Corey Taylor band. Excellent. Over here I've got Spandau Ballet, which is just a best of. And the best of Go West. I've seen Go West a couple of times, the band Go West a couple of times, and they are a really good band live. 80s pop, UK pop group. They had a hit, which was the King of Wishful Thinking, which was from the film Pretty Woman, if I recall. Let's go over there. Huey Lewis and the News, a band that I have loved for many, many a year. And I've seen them a few times. Well, shame that Huey now has hearing issues. It's sad because I'll probably never play live again. Best of the Rolling Stones. Funnily enough, the only Rolling Stones album I own, which I don't quite know how that happened. I shall remedy that in time. Soundtrack from The Commitments. Then we've got, again, just showing my slight of Tom Jones. I saw Tom on this tour from a couple of years ago, Surrounded by Time. And he is an absolute excellent artist to go and see live. His voice is amazing and his band is amazing and the whole performance is just something else. Yeah, I'd go and see him again in a heartbeat. A good singer, everything. Daryl Hall and John Oates. Again, I do love them. I love all their singles. I just think they're an excellent band. What connection would not be complete without the Beatles and Beatles related? So yeah. And here is something. I went to the Beatles convention in Liverpool a few years back and I saw this band called Beatlelele, and they played all Beatles covers on ukuleles. So, and the drummer played a cajon, and of course I bought that, and yeah, something a little bit different, but yeah, nice little album. That probably not that easy to find, but I bought it directly from band. Kiss, well, yeah, Kiss, probably a band that people love to hate, but I I think they're excellent, and for me, they haven't made a bad album. Every one of the Kiss albums for me is good or great. So let's just have a look down here. In Excess, it's just the greatest hits. Quite often with a lot of these bands, I'm just happy to get their greatest hits rather than back catalogue. That'll do me for the time being. And Best of Bowie, again, the only Bowie album I've got, again, but I may have to rectify that, I believe, at some stage. And the Best of Ian Dury, that is such a great album. Yeah. And the musicians in his band, they are absolutely sublime. We have here is a Rory Gallagher Best Of. Again, that's an SACD, so that's surround sound. Prince the Hits 1 and 2. The Cult. Again, the only album I got by the Cult, which is a Best Of. And Ugly Kid Joe, seen them a couple of times. I was really surprised at how good they were. Don't know why I was surprised, but I was pleasantly surprised, which is always nice. Come down here, Brand New Heavies, a bit of sort of pop soul. I heard that album playing when I was on holiday in Croatia. It was in a bar. I really liked what I heard. I went and asked the staff what was playing. They showed me, and I ordered it on my phone, and it was delivered on my doorstep, sitting there when I got home from holiday. So, what we got here, sorry, Gloria Estefan. Yeah, Gloria Estefan, I've seen Gloria Estefan 2 or 3 times, and before and after her accident where she broke her back on in that bad coach accident. But yeah, I really love her music, and I love the energy and the fact that it's just all really upbeat, happy music. Fatboy Slim as well. That's a Best Of. So quite often what I do, if there's a few songs I like of a band, I'll get a Best Of rather than back catalogue. And then if at some stage I do invest in back catalogue, what I will do is, by the time I've got all the back catalogue, I will get rid of the Best Of, because I don't need it anymore. I collect music, what I call a practical music collector. And I collect stuff that I will play. And if I've got a Best Of, and I've then got all the back catalogue, it's unlikely that I will play the Best Of. So I will give it to a friend, chuck in a charity shop. It's just taking up space I need. I only tend to keep albums that I will play and play again. So for me, they will go. No point in keeping them. But that's just what I do. I know everyone doesn't do that, but that's my take on that. I very rarely will have multiple versions of an album because I don't see the point. Again, it takes up space. The only time I will is if, say for example, I've got Porcupine Tree Deadwing and on CD, but I also have a surround sound version. The CD I can play in the car. The surround sound version I can play at home on my system. So there you go. There's a quick look at my music collection. I say quick look. That was an overview. It still lasted around about 15 minutes. Anyway, I do have vinyl as well, but that's for another video. So all it leaves me to say is thank you for watching, and do please come back soon. Like, subscribe, and hit notifications, all that, and move out, let's go. Bye for now.